This is 5 Minute Feng Shui Podcast, episode 199, Mountain Feng Shui. Welcome to the 5 Minute Feng Shui Podcast, where each week I talk about how to move energy and make money. You'll learn how to create a prosperous home and an abundant life using classical Chinese Feng Shui. I'm your host, Katie Weber, publisher of the Red Lotus Letter, Feng Shui Easing for Wealth. Each week, I'll cover Feng Shui topics that can help you improve your life, share inspiring stories, and always end with 3 easy-to-implement Feng Shui tips that you can put to work right away, and usually in about 5 minutes. Now let's get started on the 5 minutes that could change your life. Hello, we are talking all about mountain support and how important it is to have some. Mountain support Feng Shui is vital. It means that you're not working so doggone hard, because if you had to sit and go through life on a milking stool, you'd have one tired, aching back. And when we're talking about mountain support, we're talking about supporting your life in terms of your house, in terms of your bed, your desk, and other places in your home where you may sit, like the way your living room is arranged. It's really important that you always have support. And we all know that that's true, right? In times of trouble, we lean on people. That's one of the things that can happen when you lack support in your life, in terms of your bedroom, in terms of your seating arrangement, also in the way that your home is arranged in the landscape. And this can have this direct impact on if you are supported in your life by friends, people that you need who come to help you. Do you feel like there's people in your life that are pulling with you, that you have opportunities and that kind of thing? It's really important to have that mountain support in your home and in your life. So let's talk about mountains. Now, when it comes to a mountain, really there's the one image that gives you that support and represents wealth, resources, strength, and support, and that image is a mountain. And whether they're images or they're actual mountains like the Rocky Mountains or the Himalayas, or they're symbolic like a large screen, all of these items give us support in Feng Shui, whether they're actually mountains out our window that we can see. And if you can see mountains out your window, wow, that is great environmental Feng Shui, because it's real Feng Shui. It is the real mountain. And being able to see those or having those behind you, especially if they're in relationship to your house, is so terrific. And it's a critical concept in Feng Shui because, without support, there's a struggle. And there's that feeling that we're rolling a boulder up, a mountain. So let's talk about support from behind. Now, the idea of being supported makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because, if you sat on a stool all day, your back would ache, just like we were talking about just a moment ago. But when you have a comfortable and a high-backed office chair, you're supported and you can work longer and be more effective at your job. And the same is true in your home, symbolically. So when you have support at the rear of your house, it symbolizes the black tortoise in Feng Shui. Now, this is a celestial creature that provides support and adds vigor and longevity to your home and life by protecting you from unpleasant surprises and misfortune. Now, the black tortoise is represented by that sort of slight rise at the rear of your home that supports your home, like the tall back on an executive chair supports you as you work. Let's talk about bedrooms and offices. Now, the same is true with the mountain in your bedroom. The mountain is symbolized by a solid wall behind your bed and headboard. And that having that nice solid wall makes you more secure, makes you feel more comfortable, makes you feel supported. And the same is true when you sit at a desk. Even if you're facing a direction that's not positive for you, or you're sleeping in a direction that's not positive for you, if your desk is situated so that you have a solid wall behind you, or you are sleeping so that you have a solid wall behind you, that's going to be so much better for you to have that support behind you rather than try to favor your personal directions. Because I see that all the time. People will try to reorient their desk or their bed to favor a personal direction, and they'll ignore that big, beautiful, solid wall that they could have behind their headboard or have behind their desk. Don't do that. always have support, right? We need support, like literally support in your life, right? You need support from other people. You need the support of opportunities, the support that creates growth and keeps you from feeling like you're up against it all the time, that you're always rolling that rock up the hill, like things are harder than they have to be. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about support. We always want to have those solid walls behind us, and we always want to have an arrangement in our bedroom and our desk so that we do feel like there is something behind us, that something's got our back, literally. And when we don't, things are harder. You feel like things take longer, they take more of your effort, they just don't come together like they should, like situations, opportunities, things don't fall into place. Maybe something takes you, it feels like, and often, and it does, will often be that it takes you longer to accomplish something that it would take an ordinary person a much shorter amount of time. When you don't have support, those are all the kind of things that you face without that good, proper support. And that's what I'm concerned about. I want to make sure that you're always having that support. Now, one place that I see where people are lacking support is when they have an arrangement where you open a door into a home and there's the back of a chair, the back of a sofa. This happens a lot on sofas. Never have a chair or a sofa that's in line with your door. Whoever is going to sit there is always going to be uncomfortable. And in fact, if that's your arrangement for your home or for your sofa, you're never going to really be comfortable because you're not going to be supported. That means when you are sitting in a sofa, you should have your back with a wall behind you, or you can see command of the room. You have command of the room. You never want to have that situation where the door opens and the seat or the chair or the bed or the desk is where your back is to the door, because that's going to make you feel like you're out of control of your life. And when I say out of control, that means things happen to you that come out of like a bolt from the blue. Circumstances and situations are difficult. So for instance, that's when you don't have that nice supportive wall behind your bed. That's going to create those circumstances that are going to be constantly coming at you, just like if you were to have your back to the ocean. We don't want to do that. Well, let's talk about how you get support. One of the ways you can do it is through the buildings that surround your home. So for instance, especially if you have a building that is taller than your home, if you have let's say you have a one-story house and there's a two-story house behind you, that will be a nice stand-in for support. If you've got some really nice tall trees, that's also good support, as long as you don't have those tall trees at the front and they look like they're blocking you. That's not a good thing. But the tall trees from behind are also very helpful. It's also really good if you have a stone wall, a heavy fence, maybe even a berm or a rise of land, any type of rise at the back of your property or tall tree or taller building, or even maybe you have an apartment building or a city building. Those are all forms of support. Those are in fact modern support. While obviously it's better to have an actual mountain behind your home, few of us have homes built on the side of a mountain. So don't worry too much about that. So let's talk about ways that you can add mountain support to your home. One of the ways you can do that if you have a rear slope. So for instance, if your home doesn't have mountain support behind it and it slopes away a little bit, you can simulate the mountain support by building a stone wall. You can plant a row of 5 trees behind your house, or build an earthen berm and then planting large shrubs or trees on top of the berm. That's a really good way. And in fact, is a really effective way if you have a house that slopes at the back. Now let's talk about if your bed is lacking support. In your home, if the only wall you can place your bed on has a window, really think about adding a tall screen or a headboard with heavy drapes behind your bed. This will help to provide that added support, because sleeping without support can leave you feeling drained, like you always have to go it alone, or it can prevent you from really getting a good, full, and complete rest at night. And that's so important. We also have to feel like, we've got people in our lives that are supporting us. And when we sleep, and for instance, many times single women won't have headboards. If you're single and you're listening to this and you're looking for a partner in life, get a good headboard. Because, a partner is our support, are they not? When you have a partner in life, it is support. So that's one of the most important ways, absolutely vital ways that you get support. So if you don't have, if you don't have support behind your bed, like with a nice headboard, get one. Number one. Number two, if you've got a window behind your bed, cover over it with heavy, heavy drapes. It's one of the best and easiest ways that you can handle that support. Now let's talk about career support. Now, if you have an office that has windows behind your desk, you can add a screen behind you that will create some support for your desk. Screens are easy to construct and they can give you that solid feeling behind you as you work. And if you add a rounded top, it kind of mimics the soft edges of an old mountain. The other thing is you can add mountain imagery. This is a great way to bring support to your life and the ease that comes with it in the form of recognition, help from others, a feeling of optimism. So add an image of a mountain to your home or office. You can put them in the earth locations. You can also add a mountain image behind you at work. This will help your career. So look for a mountain image that you can hang and that will stand there as a tower of strength for you and support in your job or in your business. Now, when you're selecting mountain images, always show one that shows the mountain prominently. So a mountain that's like at a big distance with a valley or anything prominently in the foreground isn't considered as auspicious. So look for something that really shows the mountain. You really get the sense of the mountain. The other thing that you want to look for is a mountain that's only the mountain. You really don't want to have any other features like waterfalls, lakes, or rivers, because this diminishes the strength and the effect of the mountain. You can place green mountain images in the south, the east, or the southeast to enhance these corners. If the mountain is sort of brown or orange, like a desert, those can go perfectly in the northeast, the southwest, the west, or the northwest. And strongly pointed peaks are not really considered good fortune. So if you have a mountain like with a really, strong image, like for instance, Mount Everest with that big point, you might want to forego that as your image of support. You would want to have mountains that look like maybe a little older and the tops are a little bit softer. So there you go. We've been talking about mountain support and how vital it is, and making certain that you have no place in your home where you have a chair with the back to a door. And by when I say the back to the door, I mean like in line with a doorway or opening, because then you're going to be in an uncomfortable position and it's not going to feel like you're supported. So let me leave you with 3 important mountain feng shui tips. Tip number 1, always make sure that you have mountain support at your home, behind your home. You want to have that in terms of a fence, some tall trees. We have a slight rise to the slope behind your home. That will add for longevity. That will give you better health. That will give you good support in your life. Always, number 2, favor the support. When it comes to your quad directions, make sure that your bed and your desk have a nice solid wall behind them, no matter what your quad directions are, because that support is more important and takes precedence ahead of your personal directions. Tip number 3, add mountain support and imagery at your desk, especially while you're working during the day. If you can have that nice solid support behind you, it's going to feel like you have help, that you don't have to go it alone. And it's going to make you feel like you've got somebody at your back, because you do. You have a mountain. All right. Have a great week. Thank you for listening to 5-Minute Feng Shui. It's been terrific to talk with you here on episode 199. Next episode will be 200. I'll talk to you next week. Hey, thanks for listening today. I've got great news for you. In 2023, we have the Year of the Rabbit. Better still, we have a beautiful star coming into the middle of our homes that is going to brighten, lighten, and fill everything with a vase full of roses. Yes, it is a wonderful energy that I know you're going to love, and I can't wait to tell you more about it in my upcoming 2023 Feng Shui Forecast and Success Pack for the Year of the Rabbit. Stay tuned right here on 5 Minute Feng Shui for more details coming soon.